Hi everyone, it's me T coming at you with a recorded version of tonight's read, which is July 30th on a Tuesday. The live reading that I wanted to follow through with didn't end up working, so I'm recording this right now. What else did I want to say? Okay, so the theme for today is family, wealth, and authentic empowerment. Also, I'm going to just say thank you so much for contributing to this channel, for being of significant service to it, and contributing whatever your intuition feels that it needs to contribute to this channel. And yeah, you can do that by basically searching out TinaBina01 at gmail.com on either Venmo or PayPal, and that's TINA, B as in boy, INA01 at gmail.com. So thank you guys for doing that. I just wanted to let you know that this is a raw, all of my videos are pretty much going to be raw because I'm not great with editing, but I realized today I really love raw videos. So it might be lengthy, but it's real, you know, it's real and raw. So I know some people have commented before in terms of like, oh, I've had so many people say like your videos are too long, but my videos are more like hangouts. You know what I'm saying? They're not like, this is like basically, sorry, I have a hair and I don't know where it is. It's basically like a hangout session, you know, in case you're feeling alone, or, you know, in case you need to reflect. And actually, my videos are more reflective, if anything, because maybe just certain ones, like this one will be, but for the most part, I want to say mine are very reflective because it's a part of being, it's a part of foundational work that one has to do when they are the leaders of their lives. They have to ask certain questions. They have to know things. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, excuse me, analyzing stuff. So we're going to be just analyzing basically what has the energy of today. And also, so I'm going to actually explain it to you while also putting an impression on the cards with my prayers. So basically, thank you 18 for placing 3 of the highest and best cards. Do we go with 2 of the cards? Yeah, they're telling me 2. Okay. 2 of the highest and best cards are we doing at the top of the deck? Yeah. 2 of the highest and best cards placed at the top of the deck that basically let us know what you need to reflect on in terms of, or reevaluate, maybe that's a better word, to kind of grasp the concept of things, reevaluate, rebalance, that type of thing. Well, you have to reevaluate in order to rebalance, right? So, or else you don't know what the fuck you're rebalancing. But, so yeah, so thank you 18 for placing 2 of the highest and best cards at the top of this deck that are connected to what we need to reflect on, reevaluate, rebalance in our lives when it comes down to, like I said, the past or the family aspect of our lives, along with the wealth and authentic empowerment, and how they connect to today's authentic energies, as well as the universe's energies. So today's numerological energies and the universe's energies. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now at all? Hold on, we're not done yet. We might be done. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now at all? Yep, definitely felt that. So thank you, Spirit. Okay. So we're gonna have, I'm gonna just, oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Do I pull out these cards right now as well? Yeah, 4 cards, yo. We're doing 4 Talking to Heaven cards, which are oracle cards. So that, this is what that looks like, okay? And those are the oracle cards, and the tarot cards will be these. Okay? Sorry for the glare, what are you gonna do? Okay, so tarot cards, and I actually, when I deal with tarot, I only deal with the first 22 major arcana, just so you know, because those are, you know, highest and best. And so we ask Spirit to basically place the highest and best 2 cards at the top of this deck that correspond to the oracle cards that we just put down. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now? Yeah, I felt that too. So I'm excited. Yeah, I like doing it this way. I mean, I like doing it any which way that kind of that Spirit, you know, kind of leads the way in having it be done. But oh my god, this is so cool. Okay, I see you, Spirit. I see you. All right. This is exciting. And I want to figure out a way where you guys, like, I can literally, you can see me doing the cards and like basically the cards and myself. But honestly, that'll be when I'm like, you know, nicely set up to do that or whatever. We're just gonna leave it at that. But that is my intention, is for you guys to see both. Okay, so all right, so here we are today. By the way, when I say the family, I also mean past ancestral angels, and yeah, the family. And like basically for me, family, I know I've repeated this a lot in my videos, but this is for the people that don't know. For me, family is more so like the friends that you've made over the years. It's funny, I've eased, not that I eased up, but yeah, we're gonna just stick to the thing. But I'm just gonna say that this is family for me is more so the family of friends that you've chosen for yourself. Okay, so that's basically what it could apply to. So we're doing yin yang today with going a little bit more deeper with the tarot cards. So the first card up is, it was my time to go. Okay, so basically what this card is reflecting is that, and this is what I'm getting, it's like very poetic, but what I'm getting is like the universe has showed up as a wave in your life to wash things away that are no longer needed. Okay, now this is a really cool card because it's kind of like it was your time to go, so you walked away from something very recent, but it was also like there's a lot of really good detachment that happened, where it's like there's no darkness here. You're like literally walking towards the light and walking towards clean and fresh emotional waters. Water is emotions. So basically you're lightening up, and it actually makes a lot of sense because now that we're at the end of Cancer season, and like more so like in terms of July, and more so going into you know, the full throttle of like the new moon in Leo, this is a great sign. It's like you basically this is funny. It's a great sign that you've outshined it. Okay, that's what just came to me. So it's a great sign that you've overcame what you overcame, and now you get to shine brighter. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, it's very interesting. It's like this was step one, even though this, my intention was for these tarot cards to be a more in-depth type of thing. See, it's like, it's really not up to me. I love how that shit happens. It's like that was my intention for these cards to go deeper, and maybe it will. We'll have to see how things play out. But more so is what I'm feeling is that this is like step one that had to happen, and then here comes step two, right? So the shine card, from what and it's crazy because these cards came out for me too. Do I say? Yeah, I mean, I already spit it out. So they came out for me too, and I just like really like, I'm gonna say like brutally shuffled them. Like, that's so funny. Not that I was any type of brutal, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I thoroughly shuffled them. So so I love when that happens because it's like total confirmation. And what I'm trying to say here is that this shine card is the sun card. It's the sun in the tarot deck. So basically, what it's trying to tell you is that you've learned your lessons, you've outshined, and that's why, and it's so funny because this actually tonight is when I was telling Spirit, I said, thank you, God, that I have literally overcame what I needed to overcome recently, because I like, and the thing is too, on a smaller scale, I'm gonna say, that it was your time to go, which means like, see how like the steps, like it was like boom 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 and then it stops and they disappear right into the water. You have come literally, on a personal note, you've come very far along in your life, that you could have even been like really kind of surrendering a lot of yourself to the divine, to be like, okay, I don't know what there is more for me to do. So it's kind of like you might be sitting in this really healed space that's actually very unknown to you. So it slightly might be a little scary because it's not like emotions that you've dealt with before, but and in that you are kind of like surrendering your highest and best like aspect of yourself to the divine, to be like, I don't know what more you want from me, like in terms of what more there is for me to do, because I don't see it. But now, that's only because you've already done it, right? You've already overcome it, and it was actually a very big overcoming aspect of your life that you may not even, like, you probably felt it, but you don't realize at what capacity it was spiritually. And it like, it broke you in different pieces. I want to say it like shattered you into mosaic pieces, but that's because you are now able to shine lightly, shine brightly. You know, this is a light filled card in terms of like this person feeling like they can breathe again. They see the light at the end of the tunnel. Their spirit, their heart, their soul feels a lot lighter and more colorful. And this is definitely a surrendering card, right? Like I just said, it was just more like you were just like, you're just done. You're like just do what you got to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of stuff that maybe you've been holding your breath on, quote unquote, and now it's kind of like it's a done deal. It's like you've personally given it all over to the universe, and you know, and by you doing that, it's like you're shining ever so brightly, because it's not like you're like contracting your soul or your heart or your spirit, and like, you know, like you're literally like opening up to the universe, so that the universe can grant you the opportunities that you absolutely deserve, coming from what you've just overcame, right? So super beautiful. I'm gonna have to take some tea, guys, because you know, ginger tea is where it's at for us feng shui practitioners. Thank you, 18. Even though it's so freaking bitter going down, I cannot even express it. Like it's for my self-love that I do it. It's in order for me to take care of myself better. But it's not easy going down. But as long as I know that but I guess maybe that's how you know it's working. Whatever. All right, so are we moving on to the next? Oh, they said no. All right, let's see what else comes through. What's coming through is reflect and rejuvenate, okay? And I think that's probably why the water has shown up, okay? Reflect and rejuvenate. This is a rejuvenating card, and this is a reflection card. So, and it makes sense because in water you reflect, right? Like it's like Mulan. When will my reflection show? I can see it for you, but I was not in the mood right there, right there in that. What was I gonna say? Maybe if I was live, YouTube, shit. I mean, seriously, because it's a different type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, and there was a lot of reflection going on today. I mean, I'm talking about reflection that made you shine. So I think that's what that's what they wanted me to say. There was, excuse me, there was so much reflection going on today that made you shine. And actually, like, you might have noticed too, after you did some reflection work and then ended up going like out, let's say, like if you went out to like a store or whatever, there might have been people like looking at you, you know what I'm saying, like staring at you. So that's how you kind of know that you're shining bright, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'm just very excited. I'm very grateful for that. Do I share my own experience? All right, so they're telling me yes. But yeah, I mean, one of the ways that is really fun for me is when I go, like today, I went out to the bookstore and I was like looking at something, and there was a little boy that was like looking up at me, and like he couldn't stop looking up at me. Like it was the cutest thing. And I love when little kids have glasses. Like that is the cutest thing to me. Even though I don't wish it on anybody, but they're just like ever so cuter, right? Like with glasses on. So he was just kind of like looking up at me, and like, but kind of like, it's cute. It's like they shy away, but they want to look up, but they don't want to look up. They don't want to be caught being seen. You know what I'm saying? Looking at you. But it was like one of those where I was like, okay, so if you know, if a little kid is, I'm not gonna say checking me out, but that wanted to hilariously come out. Like if a little kid is acknowledging me, is what I want to say, then you know you're doing something right, because there's a purity, there's a lightness to you that basically kind of made its way out, and now kids are like, oh my god, there's a unicorn in the room, you know what I'm saying? And they absolutely see that. And the thing is, it's a very much so a compliment when a child sees your light, because of the fact that they also are able to see your angels. Okay, so it's kind of like the angels like were around him too, to be like, yeah, this one's like you're gonna want to look at this one, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, take it as you will. So long story short, do we go, do we move on from this card? All right, they're telling me also that there was another, it was like, okay, so one after another. So it was the kid, and then I was like heading like wherever to my sections that I love, and all of a sudden there was like a girl that like I kept on, like, you know, when people just kind of like they walk past you and they walk past you again, and like happens a few times where it's like the same person like walks past you, and you don't understand why you keep on like running into them. That's what happened too. But this girl was older, and she was just kind of and it's funny how people react to the light. Like they like wanna like look over at you, but they're just like, you know, some people are just like whatever. Like it's like they want to, but then they're like they don't want to get caught staring either. So then they're just kind of like, let me quickly look away and pretend like that didn't happen. But yet every time you run into them, it's like, oh, again, like it's like bumper cars, you know what I'm saying? Bumper cars of like energy bubbles, you know what I'm saying? So it's just so funny. So basically, uh, that's what I wanted to say is that. Okay, so yeah, so you might have been really, I mean, shining your light, and also the reflective energy that you've done, absolutely was healing for you today. Absolutely. Like you've even elevated and you've reached another level of yourself, is what I want to say there. You know, like the sun really came out for you, where you're just like, okay, like you might have been like pigeon, um, not pigeon-toed and not pigeon-zoned, but like pigeonholed, like into a really deep essence of reflection today. And then you came out like, woo, you know, you came out like totally like, okay, I did that for myself. I'm ever so closer to like clarity. And, you know, and amongst getting all of this clarity today, you received light, and you received self-love, and self-appreciation. Do I share what's on my tea right now? Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, you basically reach the self-appreciation for your own, you know, for your own beingness, which is like, you know, your soul, your spirit, your heart. So there was some sort of elevatedness that happened today that you were just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been kind of really wanting this for a long time, but also like, or you've been wanting this for a long time, or me too. I am included in the you and the we. Um, so what was I gonna say? So basically, something really amazing opened you up today. This also could have been with career, by the way. I know we're talking about, like, I'm just seeing a lot of blues that are shining through on this, and like blues and white. So it's like you kind of got like this crisp cotton, crystal clear essence, with the help of your ancestors. Like, they helped they helped shine something through for you. They helped you, basically. They were guiding you towards what you needed to do for yourself in terms of self-reflection today. um, and you got through it like pretty amazingly, in terms of like I don't know, like there was something on the agenda that you wanted to do for a long time and you got it done, so it was like a dream come true. Hmm. Is there anything more I need to say? Damn, there's really a lot to say here about these two cards. They want me to say reflection time is your time. This is super for all of us right now, including myself. Today is the day where you realized how much you actually love reflection, but the whole thing is you don't give yourself enough of time for yourself to do it. So it's kind of like you realize that this is where you want your time to go. It was my time to go. You want your time to go towards certain places, one of which is reflection, okay? So you realize that this is huge, actually. You realize that one of the reasons why you love time so much to yourself too, like if you're like me, it's kind of like, you know, the loners love their alone time, like that type of thing. You actually admitted to yourself, is what I'm hearing. You admitted to yourself that you love reflecting. You love dedicating time to reflecting when it comes to yourself, okay? You want to make more of it because you don't do enough of it, okay? And this card shows me that you're gonna get it. Like, you're gonna get it. And I'm so grateful, 18. I can literally cry because today I was just thinking about, like, okay, like, we're all well taken care of, right? But if I ever wanted to say to myself and to God, they would tell me not to say it because I guess it would go too deep. But that's a dream come true for me, is to basically have enough time to self-reflect as I have done today, where it's like you've given the time to it, you've dedicated the time to it, and so much came out of it in terms of learning and studying about yourself and getting to know yourself, because that's really what you're going to take with you to the grave. Like, I mean, that's literally what it is. You're going to take it into your next life to be like, okay, so this is what I found out about myself, and you know, this is what my soul is all about, and how it needs to kind of prolong itself and take it into the next life. I'm always so grateful for talking about the past and the ancestors. I'm always so grateful for all of my past lives that have done the fucking work to have me have such a fucking great life in this life. And by great life, there was so much that came out of it today that I can literally cry to as I'm like feeling into it in terms of reflecting it. It's like like there was so much that I was resistant to in terms of just labeling and just like not seeing things for what they were, that they came out and they were like explaining themselves to me that it's like, no, it's okay to be fucking labeled this way. It's okay to just accept the way that this is, you know? And when I'm saying like, so when I was saying like, I'm so grateful to my past lives that have done the work, it's like, I'm so grateful that I feel like I'm at the age that I am at. I am highly successful, not in the typical way, but highly successful in the way that I deeply know who I am, because I put the work in that I had to do, but it wasn't that much compared to like an entire lifetime's of work. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I mean, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of focused intention, but like at the same time, it's like, damn, it's like all like, it's extravagant is what I want to say in terms of what gets uncovered. It's extravagant, you know? So, it's a fucking divine blessing for sure. Do we move on to the next cards? Okay, they're saying yes. Okay, so I'm glad that all came out because that was so beautiful. All right, so then the next beautiful card we have is, we have been together in dreams. Now it's very interesting that this card came up. I'm gonna need a second to like kind of feel into it, but this is a Yang card, and this is basically, it's actually interesting. You really could have been dreaming, and today it's funny. I know I had a lot of dreams when I woke up, and I know that I've been having a lot of dreams, so thank you, Spirit, to all of those that are dreaming and are knowing what their dreams are about, but not really, like they're able to grasp what went on in the dream, but they don't know what it all means, right? So, and that's okay. So, and it's funny because when I went into the bookstore today, I was thinking to myself, I really need to like start learning about dreams. So it's funny that the dreams, came up. We have been together in dreams. Okay, this basically also, this is so interesting. What's coming up here, we're talking about making dreams work for us. Okay, that was a part of our reflection today, is kind of revisiting the dreams that we want to make happen in this life. But what I'm also very much so getting is that you, and this is like a Yang card, so it's bigger, you have literally like visited with people who have more success than you do in certain areas, right? Like, so anybody who you feel is inspiring to you, or is motivational to you, you literally hung out with them today, if it was even through like a YouTube video or whatever of that sort. And it's kind of like you guys are all tribal friends, like in terms of like you're from the same tribe. And so they taught you a lot through their own experience and their own wisdom. And you just like fucking absorbed it and took it in and have done so much, and like so much growth. Like there's like, do you see the sun? There's like a sun, well, it could be a sunrise or a sunset. I want to say it's probably more like a sunset. Or it could be sunrise, but oh shit, there's a fucking book here. Holy shit, I didn't even realize there's a book here at the bottom where it just like literally like you were, wow, that's crazy, that's a book. So you were learning from them. I didn't even realize that shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, you have, like it says, we have been together in dreams. So you literally were dreaming like through them, but they were also helping you kind of with the experience that you want to see. Like basically you were in admiration of the people that that are a little like ahead of you in terms of like their success, or not even ahead of you, but have figured it out, right? Have figured it out for themselves. So they basically like are here. They were placed in your world today to help you out to get more clear on your dreams. And so together you were dreaming like in terms of making it all happen, right? So this was like teamwork. We have been together in dreams. Yeah, this is like in teamwork. And what's very interesting, do I go into it? Okay. What's very interesting is that this card reminds me a lot of A Wrinkle in Time. And like one of the people that I kind of referred to today in terms of learning was Oprah. So I just find it very interesting that these have like A Wrinkle in Time vibes, like especially with the rows of like, you know, the flowers and how beautiful that movie turned out to be, like with, you know, I mean amongst the flowers and the tethering and whatever, like it's kind of beautiful. Like the rose of lavender is like a tethering of sorts to me. So it's really beautiful. Do we move on to the next card? Okay, so they're saying, so here's the next card, which is 21, and 21 is the world in the tarot. So so basically it's like your heart is all embracing, and I love how these two are like the yin and the yang. It's like there's a female and there's a male. So it's kind of like, and they're actually in the correct positions, like the female is in the more yin and yet she's vibrantly coming out, and the man is in the more yang position, but he's in the receiving, which is like this. Usually it's like, it's usually the man is the, you know what I'm saying, he's the one that kind of, I don't want to say he's the one that just is not in the receiving mode. Usually he's the one that goes, you know, out. He's the go-getter. He just goes out and gets it, and but he's now in a receiving mode. So it's kind of like there's a world going, there's and I love to, this might have even come up the other day. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I don't know. I like how both of their souls are shining, okay? Like they're shining out but differently, and there's a lot of light going on and there's a lot of enlightenment going on. Let me just take a look at this card on a deeper look. Ooh, this is, I knew I had to look at this because I never really looked at this card. Wow, okay. So here in this card, there is a heart in the middle of the world, and it has all these veins or like tree-like branches coming out of it. And it's kind of like you're embracing your heart taking root in terms of what it is meant to do. So what I feel truly about this spread today is it has a lot to do with divine life purpose. So it could be like career, it could be passions, it could be purpose, it could be what's one word that came up for me that I'm like, oh my god, like, oh, promoting actually came up a lot, and profession. Oh, like what are you professing in your profession, right? So those kind of like, those were like the reflective, you know, ideas or words or concepts that were actually happening today. So it's kind of like that's what you were shining out, and that's actually what you're embracing. So it's funny, what the 18 wants me to kind of end with is you're about to meet more people who appreciate your heart, talking about your heart taking root, okay, which is amazing. So you're gonna be meeting more people that are appreciating your heart, and that's basically maybe even what you kind of even, ooh, hold on, one second, you guys. Oh my god, I fucking knew a unicorn was gonna pop up. It's so funny. So, damn, it's so amazing. So basically, and it's kind of like what you've been wishing on more often than not, okay? Because it's kind of like about time, like it's kind of like you're at the end of your rope, you're kind of fed up, not even fed up, but you're kind of just you're done with how life was, so you're embracing this newness, right? And you're surrendering, like I said, you're surrendering this older type of lifestyle that you're just like, it's not working for me. And also, one of the things that you could have done today is created a list of what no longer, and you could have been very adamant about this, is like what you're no longer going to fucking tolerate, okay? And so by you doing that, you're actually working with the new moon energies to bring in what you do want. So, you know, and here's the thing, it's very interesting. I was working a lot today with the yin and yang energies of like masculine and feminine energies. So it's kind of like, you know, the dream big is the or put it this way, dream big. Well, I don't know how did I break it down, E-team? Okay, so sometimes the dream big is a little bit too big. So in order to shine, you have to kind of go a little smaller, and you have to ask yourself the smaller questions rather than the bigger questions. So because sometimes the bigger questions can be overwhelming to somebody in terms of however they work. So I realized that the bigger questions that were being, you know, tossed out at me is actually they're really too big. So you're talking about dreaming questions, like we have been together in dreams, like people that you resonate with, they are big dreamers, which is a good thing, but somehow like your quote unquote blocks that you have not been able to dream big about or dream big with them with, if that makes any sense, is due to like you're unable to envision a bigger vision because maybe you've been conditioned to think in a different way. And so it's like sometimes, and I love who is it, Tim Ferriss had taught me this, and I knew I agreed with it, but I didn't know to what extent, and it's a really fucking deep extent actually today. So, and I realized that because you know, sometimes the reflective questions that are thrown at us in terms of purpose in life are a bit too big, and so we have to, or a bit too positive. And we live in a society that isn't as positive. So if we negate them and turn it into a negative to be like, okay, so if somebody says, what will you tolerate? There's a broad there's a broad and various, like, and numerous, like, possibilities to what the fuck you can tolerate, right? But if somebody asks you, what won't you tolerate anymore? You basically are just like, you just fucking know, you know? So basically what I'm trying to say is you knew more of what you won't be tolerating, and you knew more of what you won't be today rather than what you will be, and that still narrowed it down for you, and that still gave you clarity, and that was still super fucking cool. So it's kind of like you embraced, oh, this is interesting, you embraced the negative aspect of yourself, the darker aspect of yourself, in order to really shine through on the light side. So that's really cool. So you embrace the bigger negative questions is what I want to say, and that gave you positive shine today. That gave you big positive shine today. So that's so cool. That whatever the A-team just made me express is so fucking cool because it's so fucking true. And I am grateful for that. So do we end it here, A-team? All right, they're telling me to end it here because yes, that was all about what it was today. So I'm just so happy that we're shining and that we've embraced, and it's one thing that I'm observing though, I'm so much better now. Isn't that so beautiful? I don't know if that came out clearly, but it's, yeah, you literally are so much better now, and I'm so much better now that I did this video. But what I realized is usually, you know, I like to start with like, you know, the yin, so the smaller thing, and then go to the bigger. But today I felt like we started out really big, massive, and we made our way to the smaller, which is kind of like a funnel, you know, like we went from the general into the specific, and we got really fucking deeply specific, where it's like, okay, maybe just one more day and we'll just like know exactly how to maneuver our lives towards like a clarity of purpose, or an authentic empowerment to kind of wake us up in the morning excitedly, and just like know exactly what the fuck, you know, to look forward to in terms of our days, and what's on the agenda, and like what do we have to do for ourselves and for others to like help us through, you know what I'm saying? So I am feeling this excitement. I'm so glad that we're so much better now, and every day just gets better and better and better, even though sometimes we may not see it. We may not see it until we reflect, you know, so it's really beautiful. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I love you all very much. And I'll be back on tomorrow with another video.